Chapter 9, The Law of Magnetism. Who you are is who you attract. Elijah is our biblical example of this law. People either loved him or hated him. King Ahab called him, "O troubler of Israel," and "O my enemy." Ahab's wife, Jezebel, wanted him dead. But the people who loved God flocked to this man and sought his leadership. I'm talking about Elijah, the leader considered by some to be the most famous and most dramatic of all the prophets of ancient Israel. Elijah's leadership was characterized by fire. He possessed a fiery passion for God and the truth, and his most memorable action as a leader occurred when he confronted the false prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel and called down fire from God to consume the sacrifice he offered. But Elijah's life was also characterized by magnetism. When he humiliated Baal's prophets, he won over the people. But he did more than that. Throughout his life, he attracted people who were like himself. Groups of prophets followed him, including his chief protege, Elisha, who ultimately asked for a double portion of Elijah's spirit. As a result, Elisha carried the torch after Elijah was gone by continuing the same brand of fiery leadership and with even greater results than those of his predecessor. You might wonder what made Elijah draw like-minded people to himself. The answer is found in the law of magnetism, which says that who you are is who you attract. While it is possible for a leader to go out and recruit people unlike himself, it is crucial to recognize that people who are different will not naturally be attracted to him. In most cases, the people who are drawn to you probably have more similarities than differences. Their quality does not depend on a hiring process, a human resource department, or even what you consider to be the quality of your area's applicant pool. The type of person you attract is not determined by what you want. It's determined by who you are. Listen to the following truths about magnetism and how it impacts your leadership. Number 1, every leader has a measure of magnetism. All leaders attract people. Highly charismatic ones often attract large numbers of people, but even modest leaders have a following. If they didn't, they wouldn't be leaders, would they? After all, leadership is influence. Number 2, a leader's magnetism may impact others intellectually, emotionally, or volitionally. The greatest leaders connect with people on multiple levels, with followers' minds, hearts, and wills. That was the case for Elijah. A perfect example is his defeat of the false prophets of Baal. He connected with the people first by calling down fire from heaven. Even confirmed skeptics in the crowd received proof that God was real. But that alone was not enough. To give his message more emotional impact, Elijah drenched his sacrifice in gallons of water. As a result, the onlookers declared, "The Lord, He is God." Elijah's connection on a volitional level can be seen in his cry, "Seize the prophets of Baal," which the people willfully did in order to execute them. Number 3, magnetism is neither good nor bad in itself. It depends on what a leader does with it. Charismatic leaders come in all shapes and sizes. There are Adolf Hitlers and Mother Teresas, Ahabs and Elijahs. Magnetism is like money. It's neither good nor bad. It's a tool. Elijah used his ability to attract like-minded people in order to fulfill his mission and extend his influence beyond his leadership and time on earth. Number 4, while all leaders draw similar followers, secure leaders draw both similar and complementary followers. Your natural tendency as a leader will always be to attract people similar to yourself, similar in values, age, and attitude, among other things. That was true of Elijah. His leadership attracted people who loved God and who were gifted in prophecy. But secure leaders, ones who acknowledge and accept their weaknesses as well as their strengths, also attract people who complement their ministry. For example, secure big-picture leaders attract detailed people, and strategic leaders attract relationally talented people. When a leader is not threatened by people who shine in areas where he is weak, he is able to attract and retain these people. Number 5. A leader's magnetism is not static. A leader's magnetism can be cultivated, shaped, and matured. The ability to cast a vision and connect with people can be improved. Before Elijah drew crowds, he labored in obscurity, helping a widow and her son. We don't know anything about his early life, but we do know God provided him with time to cultivate a vision for his life, to make his purpose clear, and to give him confidence. And all those things increased his level of magnetism. When you consider Elijah's life, it becomes clear that all effective leadership results from who a leader is. But that idea is different from the way most people approach leadership. Most people focus on their goals, devoting their time and energy to making them happen. All leaders desire results, but being must precede doing. What you are able to do as a leader comes as a result of who you are. To achieve higher goals, you must be a more effective leader. To attract better people, you must be a better person. To achieve greater results, you must be a person of great character. This whole concept is something I call incarnational leadership. The idea is that you must first be the leader you are capable of becoming before you are able to achieve the results you desire. A common problem occurs when a leader's real identity and the results he desires don't match up. Eventually, the people will discern it, and that discovery will repel them. On the other hand, a leader who displays consistency of character, competence, and purpose makes a powerful statement to the people around him, and he draws people to him. You see that kind of consistency in the life of Elijah. No matter what God asked Elijah to do, he did it, whether it was denouncing the king's action, facing an angry mob of false prophets, traveling into the desert without provisions, or anointing a successor. Who he was, what he did, and the results he achieved all lined up. And that consistency drew people to him like a magnet. If you desire to do great things with your life, then seek to become a better person and a better leader. Nothing great can be achieved alone. And if you want to attract good people, you've got to become a better person. If you're willing to do that, then you can leave the results to God. As you think about the law of magnetism and the story of Elijah, consider this. 1. Leaders don't attract whom they want, but who they are. Number 2. People like those that they are like. Number 3. Leadership is who you are before it is what you do. Number 4. Effective leadership begins with being yourself. What kind of people are you attracting? Are they people of strong character? Are they highly competent in their areas of expertise? Are they top-notch leaders? If there are common weaknesses in the people under your leadership, that may be an indication that you need to improve. As you prepare to turn off the tape, take the remaining minutes of your time to reflect on one area of weakness that you need to shore up so that you can attract and help other people. If you want to learn more about Elijah and the law of magnetism, read his story in 1 and 2 Kings.